It's time to get a little less serious about wrestling. This is the Alternate Commentary Table with lifelong friends.
Notice your difference in size.
And lifelong wrestling fans.
Each is a very capable performer, and each is a little too clever to give the other boy much of an advantage.
Mitch Honsius.
Credits himself with a lot of power.
And Dimitri Korolis.
So that he got all that power from drinking raw olive oil all through his youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Alternate Commentary Table, the ACT. That's right, brought to you by the McGuire on Wrestling podcast feed, anywhere where you decide that you want to get your podcast. We're not here to tell you what to do. You do you. ACT is also brought to you by the gWo. That's right, the Greek World Order for life. And I'm here as one half of the Uzos. I got to say it like Mitch because I am riding solo again. Before we get into it, one more thing. Team MOW on the Facebook page. Look, it's Survivor Series Day. That's just one of the many things, but that is a page. It's got a lot of great people. It's got the gWo. It's got the Uzos. It's got the McGuire on Wrestling. It's got our friend Andy Evans and his crew from Legends and Champions from across the pond. It's got everybody there talking threads, posting, great forum. We just asked, there's a little bit, as Daddy says, there's a little bit of a screening process just to keep the bots away, but it's really fun. Just come in with a good attitude and you'll have no problems there. McGuireShow.com. Learn a little bit about us. Do a little search for the merch. And if you want to support the show, there's a couple ways that you could do it. Number one, reviews, likes, clicks, all that stuff, they do help. And for those that have done it already, we really do appreciate it on many levels. But the other thing, apparently there's a tip function. Now, McGuire will tell you, Daddy will tell you that, hey, you know what? You can go in and do whatever you want. That's fine. Mitch and I will take the cash. We take cash and cryptocurrencies. You can email us directly. There's no problem with that. That's how Greeks do business. But anyway, speaking of Greeks, again, I'm here by myself one more week. Mitch was keen. He was ready to come. I'm telling you. The guy was ready to come. He just had the baby since we last left off. Him and his wife, Katerina, they welcomed their second boy. He's got his own bloodline crew going on over there. He could be ready for the Survivor Series himself if he wanted to. But baby's happy, healthy. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's doing good. On behalf of Mitch, thanks for the support. I know a couple of you reached out to him as well, so that was very nice, very heartfelt. Good to see the team supporting each other even in our life stages. But I'm here all alone one more time, carrying the show, carrying it on my back. It's like I'm the only guy left in the Survivor Series. It's all up to me now. It's all up to me. And we will get to you, Survivor Series. Oh, we will get to you, WWE. Because we got to start somewhere else first. That's right. We're starting somewhere else first. Because I'll tell you, if there's one thing that Mitch and I will always do, is we will play it as it lies and we will call it down the middle. It's what we do. And we're talking about AEW. Look, for the past little while, we've been riding you a little bit. We've been calling you out. And we know you've been listening. Like I said, the Fletcher's been cutting the hair. A couple changes to the Adam Cole. We know that you've been listening. But here's the thing. You did something really good. I like what you've been doing lately. I like what the AEW has been giving us lately. So, like I said, we're not haters here. We call a spade a spade. This week, we start the ACT with AEW. I want to take it back a little bit now. If you listen to McGuire's show, which you should, which drops on the Sunday, he's got the Meltzer on week to week. And great recap of the show. Someone who's from the reporting side just integrated into the business, which is really nice. But they talked about Full Gear. I won't get too much into it. But I do want to say a couple things. AEW, you never miss on a pay-per-view. I will say that. Premium live event, pay-per-view, however you want to call them. You guys never miss. It's just, what's your follow-up? Great. You got the contact. The cold call worked out for you. You got the lead. What are you doing with the lead? Are you chasing the business? That's where it's always fallen short, except for this week. So going back to Full Gear, a couple things I want to say. Feel good story. What do Mitch and I tell you all the time? feel good, simple softball stories. They work. I'm talking about the Boom and the QT Marshall and everything about that. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Simple underdog story, heel, babyface, history. It told simply told. And it was so effective. Crowd pop, engagement, everything. You guys, I'm telling you. See? Do you see what we mean now? I want to talk about Daniel Garcia, my boy, title change. Listen, it's about time. I like it. I like what's happening. I like what's happening. I really, really do. I really do. It's a good title change. It's about time that we get to see AEW build somebody up, go through the program. Maybe it took a little too much time. I don't think so. I think timing's just right for him. And this is how you build a homegrown star. So I'm excited to see what's in store for the Daniel Garcia, but congratulations on the win. Look, let's talk the obvious. At the end of the day of Full Gear, let's talk the obvious. That last match, what happened at the end. Look, I know it's going to be graphic and maybe it's one of those TMIs or, too much information at TMI, but it is what it is. That felt like a prostate exam. I know why I'm watching it. I know it's good for me. I know nothing bad's going to happen at the end, but it was a little uncomfortable. It was a little uncomfortable. Still trying to piece together what happened, still questioning my own sanity, but nonetheless, you kind of leave with a smirk on your face a little bit. And that's what the end of Full Gear was. So Full Gear takes us into Dynamite, which I want to talk about. A lot of good things on Dynamite. You followed it up well. First of all, let's start with the start. Please, for the love of God, let's stay on this, everybody. Please, let's stay on this. You started with the Briscoe and the Shelton Benjamin. Two people we don't see. Very often starting the show. And I like it. And I love it. And it sets the tone for storyline. You know, last week I talked about how the Hurt Syndicate could be the anchor, stable faction that AEW has been searching for and needs and finally has. They got to stay on this train. Starting with the Hurt Syndicate, Shelton Benjamin, these guys are power people. They're there for business. They got the right manager. They have their version of Paul Heyman right now. It's working. MVP's great on the mic, excellent heel. They come dressed well. It's a good look. I like it. Just keep it simple. Keep it effective. I like how they started the show. That set the tone for me. How important it is to start at the show. That set everything in motion where all of a sudden I'm just engaged. Now, speaking of the Hurt Syndicate, I'm going to throw it out there, everybody. Let me know. Bobby Lashley. He could be their Roman Reigns right now. He really, really could. And I'm not talking about a guy that needs to go and be a champ for 4 years. I don't think he's got it in him to do that. He might. But I don't think that that's what they need to do over there. What I think they have, though, is someone who is a believable, brute heel that can be around for a long time enough to help build and create more stars in a limelight division and do it in a different way. See, AEW, they say it's where the best wrestle. I just think it's where the most acrobatic moves happen, okay? I don't know if it's necessarily where the best wrestle. And Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Syndicate, everything about that really represents the other side, the WWE side, the you don't need to have a million moves in your arsenal. You have to have effective, believable moves in your arsenal. They have something there. I think he can be their Roman Reigns, their top heel that can carry the belt, has a little bit of clout, understands the media, would be a great ambassador for the brand, and people can glue in and believe what's happening right now as long as they continue to build them right, not week to week. Just, hey, let's build a storyline here. You have your own little bloodline. I think it's working. So I'm watching the Continental Classic. Let's move on. I love this thing, okay? I love it. I love it for a lot of reasons because there's a little bit of soccer and sports incorporated in it. And then there's traditional tournament incorporated in it. And you're getting to see top-end talent constantly wrestle each other on a week-to-week basis where it means something, but it doesn't mean something. So it doesn't really destroy a character. It doesn't really help. It doesn't really hurt or destroy it, but it can always help or do absolutely nothing. I like these tournaments, okay? Very King of the Ring-ish, very good. But it dawned on me, I had a wonderful idea. What if the Continental Classic, okay? Follow me now. AEW, we preach on them for having too many belts. And I'm about to propose a new belt. I am. I can't believe that I'm doing this. But look what your competition is doing and look how you can maybe make it better. The WWE has Crown Jewel. It's really an offshoot premium live event. It's got its own belt, its own implications. It's kind of turned into Night of Champions or Clash of the Champions or however you want to do it. It's kind of turned into one of those. However, it's still really good. And it's this event throughout the year. What if instead of AEW doing the record, like, oh, this person in 2024 is 12-3 and 11-1 or whatever, what if every time they won, they get 3 points? Like I'm talking, go to soccer right now, like the English Premier League, any Premier League, and you have a regular season table. What if at the end of the season, and maybe it becomes a New Year's class, I don't know, but at the end of the season, you got crowned a belt for having the most points and being the winning almost the president's trophy of AEW. I think they should do the point system all around. And then that way you have power rankings that are so easy to figure out. Like now you can look and say, listen, you guys, I don't care what you say about a guy like Darby Allin that you think he's the best. But he's got a couple L's in his bracket and he's only third on the table and the fixtures. I'm telling you, there's something there because I like the Continental Classic. I like the point system. I like trying to figure out how it's going to go. Let's do this as a regular season bit. It'd be hilarious. It'd be amazing. And then you just have a one-off event that could crown Jewel their marquee champion enter event. Anyways, just an idea. I'm an idea guy. What do you want from me? That's it. I get excited. Okay. Here's how I know people are listening. Are they making a Jay Wright out of Jay White finally? Because Mitch and I have sat here for weeks, months, dare I say, as time goes on, we've been doing it long enough, maybe years. But we've been talking about how AEW hurts their own talent and jobs them right out. But Jay White, I like what they're doing here. I almost feel a resurgence. I almost feel he's back. I almost feel he's there. Now look, I'm not looking for him to be AEW champion, but I'm looking for him to be a respectable contender that's not goofing around, that's coming week to week, and actually being part of this Bullet Club stable that a lot of us have grown to love on the independent scene, New Japan Independent, wherever you were. So I like how they're building him up right now. So I think they're making a Jay Wright out of Jay White, and I hope they continue with this trend. Now, is it time to go solo? I think that they should kill the Bullet Club. Let him go solo. Bring it back again. Because I like it. But just bring it back when timing is absolutely right. That's how you do it. Because the Undisputed and everything that's going on over there, you know what I mean? Well, let me tell you something. Adam Cole, you come out here and you say, it's all about the bam. No, it's all about the pew, pew. That's how you should come out. They should change his theme song, okay? And just say, it's all about the pew, pew. I got nothing for you. No one's got anything for you. It's not fun. It's not sexy. It's not working. And when you're trying to run a friendship storyline that you guys messed up and putting a friendship storyline on top of the friendship storyline, now we're just playing ridiculous Jenga. I don't like this, you guys. Like, okay, O'Reilly, fine. First of all, I don't like your look. I said it. I know. I'm going to body shame someone. I don't like his look, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like anyone that just continually comes to the ring just in their sweats. Like be presentable. I don't know. Do any of you show up to work like that? I certainly don't. So that's number one. But this is just not working out. And I got to say, MJF, I didn't realize that you knew how to play the piano so well. That was a great number. And I like how he's doing his own theme song. See, this is very MJF-esque. I like him to get back on this. I'm liking the vignettes. Maybe having him outside of the ring off camera is not a terrible idea. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking of here. Okay. Let's get to something right now, okay? We don't want to pop too many other podcasts out there. We want you on McGuire on Wrestling. We want you here on the ACT. We want you here. But I do got to talk about something. Ricky Starks. I saw him, okay? He was on another podcast. You've probably seen the clips. He was doing an interview. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, okay? I really don't. But the fact that he's not being utilized at all, fine. I may be jumping to conclusions, but as a fan, I'm allowed unless you tell me otherwise. The fact that AEW has a guy like this sitting on the shelf, having Ricky Starks somewhat openly talk about the situation, and we've been sitting here for the last weeks, as fans, all of us, the last weeks and months, and you got something like this on the shelf, you guys, this is, let's remind ourselves about something. I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know what it is. But when you're sitting there and you let guys like the Cody Rhodes walk, the CM Punk walk, and let's face it, Ricky Starks is going to walk. And I hate to burst your guys' bubble, but the MJF is going to leave you at some point. When you guys are sitting here allowing this to happen at the same time trying to compete, that's not good. That's not good. Because love him or hate him, whatever it is, Ricky Starks, he's got it. Okay? Ricky Starks has it. And that's all I'm going to say. A WWE is salivating at the bit, just looking and saying, anytime, my friend, anytime. Because, point in case, look what they're going to do with Jade Cargill. Just look. Just look. Now that they got her putting some reps in, now when she goes singles, watch what's going to happen. Superstar. All right. Speaking of WWE, speaking of people knowing how to do things, let's jump over there. We're going to start with Raw, beginning of the week. Look, I'm going to say one thing. The art of the promo, ladies and gentlemen, the art of the promo is an absolute thing, and it needs to be respected. And I'm going to respect Braun Breaker for doing an impression of Ludwig Kaiser. We need more of that. I like it. I don't care how childish you think it is. It doesn't matter to me. I want more. I want more. And Braun Breaker, he's giving it to us. Hey, AEW, going on a couple things. Like I said, I'll always praise you. But can I tell you something? Do you see Braun Breaker? That's how you Wardlow. That's how you do a Wardlow, just so you know. Okay? Just so you know. That's how it's done. Just, you did what you did. Bring him back. But that's how you do it, okay? That's how you do it. That's it. Trouble in Paradise, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, I got to tell you, there is some trouble in paradise. And you know, Mitch is really good at calling stuff. He's excellent at calling stuff. He's so good at calling stuff that I think he might be right with the Kofi Kingston, that he might be the one to go ahead and pull the trigger and just turn on, on that partnership. So, Xavier Woods, you better watch out. You've been complaining a lot, but if you're not going to do anything about it, again, I like that heat. That's good storytelling. I love it. The only thing is I wish that there was like a schoolyard rules. Like and that's the thing. It just came to me with the That's why I thought of Schoolyard Rules, because I'm watching it and the crowd's like, fight, fight, fight. Listen, this has got lumberjack match written all over it. Fight, fight, go. Yes. I like it. I like it. Okay. I'm going to tell you something that I also like. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you I'm a little bit worried here. I like the fact that they're finally incorporating a U.S. title in the ladies division as well as an Intercontinental Championship. Why not? Okay, why not? I totally get it. Why not? Here's my concern. There's not enough champions, and I'll be very happy to take a rebuttal because, part of me also thinks, well, if you have belts and you put a belt on someone, it could also help catapult their career and bring them up. I will get that argument, but if there's something else I'm missing, let me know. Is there enough talent for belt to go around? That's my concern. Is there actually enough talent for belt to go around? I think there is from a personnel standpoint, but from a talent standpoint, I'm not so sure. So I just hope that these belts just don't become arbitrary placeholders. But I am glad to finally see it. I really, really am. Okay? I really, really am. And I don't know. Is this a point where all of a sudden those belts can go to NXT at any given time? And maybe there's something, something there. That could work. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Like I said, in this Triple H era, I like how things are kind of open door, open border policy with a couple things. I'm going to tell you something else I appreciate. We'll jump quick into SmackDown and Survivor Series. I appreciate the fact that moves are moves, and you're not pulling the wool over anyone's eye. Damian Priest, okay? He gives not the Priest edge, not the Damian's edge, not the whatever, who cares, he could come up with something. He gives the Razor's Edge, and they call it the Razor's Edge because we know that it was Razor Ramon that has that move. So I will tell you, I respect the move. I absolutely respect the homage to the move and who came up with it. It's kind of like the $1 Million Dream. You're not naming it anything else. If you're going to put that move and you get permission for that move, and out of respect, you should be asking for permission. It's the $1 Million Dream. Okay? That's all I got to say. Look, SmackDown, let's just jump into a couple things. I don't want to get too knee deep. But first thing is first, Nakamura, you are impressing me, my friend. Oh, I love it. Oh, everything about it is working. Okay, let's just cut to the chase. What did I say last week, and what did Mitch say the week before and before and before? Ladies and gentlemen, something is up with the Paul Heyman. Something's not right. Something is not right. He has a sit down. I like this. This is very mob-esque. And maybe, not to draw parallels, but maybe there's a hit a-brewing, right? Maybe there's a little John Gotti outside the Spark Steakhouse. You know what I mean? Paul Castellano. You better watch out. Because Santa's not just coming to town. The wise man is coming to town. Look, when Roman Reigns asked after the confrontation, we all saw it. What was the favor? My tribal chief, let's focus on Survivor Series. Because we'll have plenty of time to talk. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee while we all let that just settle right in. Oh, I'm back. I know. Listen, sometimes things are just so good. SmackDown was really good yesterday. It was very entertaining. I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed the scrum at the beginning too with the whole 5-on-5. The Liv Morgan and company and everyone. I enjoyed everything about that as well. So from SmackDown, let's just move on quickly to the not quickly, but we'll move on to the Survivor Series. Okay, Survivor Series day today. It's exciting. There's so many things that happen around Survivor Series. It's Survivor Series. It's American Thanksgiving. The NFL has got their program. I mean, there's a lot of Americana happening in one weekend. Black Friday, Cyber Monday to end it. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff happening right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish Mitch was here. He was going to come. I was going to say this, guys, he's game time ready. But, he just said, you know what? Timing's not right. We're just one more week. We're just getting one more week, right? Which is fine. But I know he misses it. It's tough, guys. It's tough. We love doing it for you. We love doing it for us. Let's get into it. I'm going to give you my picks for Survivor Series. Let's see how well I do. Of course, in true Dimitri fashion, I got to throw an obnoxious twist that'll probably never happen, but I do it to hedge my bet, because if I call it and if I hit it, I'm making the money, baby. Okay, I just took this right off from the Bleacher Report. In terms of match order, I have no idea. They put the speculation. I think that's ridiculous. Who cares when the match order is? Just wait and see and watch it. But let's get going. On the one side, we got Rhea Ripley. We got the Belair. We got the Naomi. We got the Io Sky and the Bayley. They're set in the War Games to take on the team. Liv Morgan, the Rodriguez, Jax, the Tiffany Stratton, and the Candice LeRae. Okay, listen. Number one, I just want to say one thing I miss. I want the actual team captaincy. I want a team captain. That's what I want with old school Survivor Series. Nonetheless, what do I think is going to happen here? Here's what I think. There's going to be 2 winners. Oh, yes, my friends. There's going to be 2 winners coming out of this. Why do you say? I think that the team of the Rhea Ripley, okay, I think they're going to not come out on top. I think they're going to lose. That's right, the Liv Morgan team, they're going to win. They're going to survive. But I'll tell you what's not surviving, one of those championship belts, my friend. That's right, I'm calling it. I'm calling the cash-in happening tonight. All right, that's it. Now, which one, I don't know. But do we do dual? Is it a dual cash-in? Could you imagine? Yeah, so what? I'm a big fan of hers. Big deal. All right, let's move on. We got the Intercontinental Championship. I know if Mitch was right now, he'd be losing his mind, banging his head. Why is Sheamus in this thing? But I like it. I like the story. I like everything about this here. You got Braun Breaker, Sheamus, and the Ludwig Kaiser. Triple threat. I got to tell you, I'm cheering for the Kaiser. I actually want him to win. I really, really do. However, I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is where the Sheamus and the Kaiser cancel each other out. I think we got, and still, Braun Breaker over here. Let's move on to another title match. A lot of title matches. This is what I love about this one. This is what I love. You got L.A. Knight, taking on the new Nakamura. Did you hear what I just said? The new Nakamura. Not because of his new gimmick, because I'm calling him to be and new United States three-time champion. I got him winning. I think it's right. I think the timing is right. Heavyweight Championship, you got the Gunther. You know how I feel about my Gunther. I love me my Gunther. You got the Gunther taking on the Damian Priest. I'll go quickly into this. I think that it's time for Priest to take the championship back. I think that's how they're billing it. I think that's what we're going to see. So I got Damian Priest as the new champion. A lot of new champions, I know. But I think the timing is there. Why? Royal Rumble's just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Royal Rumble is just around the corner. After the Royal Rumble comes the Survivor Series. WrestleMania. So there's a lot of things happening, okay? Now, let's get going over here. Let's get going. Let's get to the coup de grace, if you will. The grand finale. You got the team of the OG bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Sammy Uso, Zayn, as well as CM Punk. And they are taking on the new bloodline in the team headed by Solo Sikoa, their tribal chief, Jacob Fatu, the Chimichurri Tamatanga, the Tangaloa, and the Bronson Reed. Okay. I don't know. I'm going to talk this out and then pick the winner because I have a lot of things happening right now. I can't unsee somehow Seth Rollins doing something here. Between the Bronson Reed and between the CM Punk, I can't see him not wanting to be there. And I think Mitch is right because for whatever reason, I can't unsee The Rock not being there with the Paul Heyman. Something's a brewing. And if The Rock's not there, then maybe it's the CM Punk that goes here. I don't know. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Mitch and myself. We've teased it. We've talked about it. I think it's going to happen. I think the Paul Heyman reveals his hand, turns his back on Roman Reigns. I got the new bloodline winning this match. I got outside interference by Seth Rollins, as well as outside interference by potentially The Rock. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I think a lot of things are going to happen here. I think this right here is going to absolutely and utterly be one of the best Survivor Series endings we've seen in a long time. And I'm actually very, very excited for it. And from there, we go to the alternate scenario. Ooh, okay. So I was thinking long and hard, how do we do the alternate scenario? I didn't really want to double up too much on the Survivor Series, but I couldn't help myself. So, alternate scenario, I got to tag myself in. By the way, Daddy, thanks for the title, the one-man tag. Loved it. Okay, here we go, one-man tag. If you needed one more person and you had to keep it on brand for Thanksgiving and Survivor Series, would you take the Red Rooster or the Hatch Goobly Gobber Gooker thingy? Tag me in. Listen, at the end of the day, you got to take the Red Rooster. He did have muscles and did know exactly how to wrestle. I absolutely love it. Okay, alternate scenario. Follow me on this. I was taking a look at the match card and I decided to say, what would happen in this scenario? I'm going to add one person that I didn't talk about. What if, instead of fighting each other, Braun Breaker, Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser, and let's put Cody Rhodes in there because he finds himself in absolutely everything. What if they took on the other people on the championships in LA Knight, Nakamura, Gunther, and Priest? Who would survive? Let me run it again. Breaker, Sheamus, Kaiser, Rhodes versus Knight, Nakamura, Gunther, and Priest. Let's tag myself in. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna go with the team of Gunther, Priest, Nakamura, Knight. Why? Listen, bad guys know how to band together. The good guys, there's a little bit too much infighting. I gotta take them on this one here. All right, alternate scenario. In the NFL, it is customary to eat a turkey leg after every single Thanksgiving or post game. Now, in the WWE, if the champions win of the Survivor Series matches, do you think that they should have some kind of turkey leg or post-game interview? I'll tag myself in. Yeah, I agree. They absolutely should. But they're wrestlers. They need those. They need that protein. So I would say actually the whole turkey. Like actually just bring something in and have a buffet. Which there should be a buffet hanging out there anyways, because you know why? It just screams a match where someone is getting tossed through the buffet. We all like the Booker T Stone Cold grocery store thing, so it kind of will work for me, okay? All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this week's ACT. Again, I'm keeping it light, keeping it clean. Can't wait for my partner to come back. Thank you so much for all of you that tune in, for all of you that enjoy the show, enjoy the program. Again, McGuireShow.com. You can search for the merch, find out a couple things about us. McGuire on Wrestling is the podcast feed. That's when you're getting McGuire's show, which drops tomorrow. You get our show and you get Andy Evans' show, Legends and Champions, our buddy from across the pond. Until then, enjoy the Survivor Series. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our friends down south. And happy Black Friday. Don't get caught up. Don't get consumed in the mess. Stay friends. Stay family. Stay safe out there. Ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with this. Chair shot.